ministry, wearing this t-shirt, Mark 16:17, these signs shall follow them that believe in whose name? What will happen tonight? They will cast out what? Devils. Number 2, they will speak what? Number 3, they shall take off what? And if they drink any deadly thing, it shall not what? Harm them. And if they lay their hands on the sick, what will happen? They shall be healed. If you are living as if you are defeated, no. You are liberated tonight. Take a seat. Let me trace some few things. These are remarkable spiritual statements. And that's why when I look at that spiritual slogan of this ministry, and I know there is a foundational tie of this ministry, that you can't operate a ministry without approval from the throne. This is important. And you should be encouraged to know that God is in this ministry. I'm going to show you some few things about God's healing program. Whenever we talk about salvation, healing and deliverance, they are tied to it. And because of human problems, because of satanic opposition, we just have to preach this gospel. And whenever we preach it, these signs must follow. Amen. You don't preach the gospel, the sick will remain with people. Sicknesses should not remain. Fear should not remain. Doubt and unbelief will not remain. Poverty should not sit tight around your life. I believe the power of the gospel has been so ordained to check out things in your life. You don't sleep in the night as if you are in another world. You should be in the kingdom. And it's my prayer tonight your spirit, soul, and body will be tied to the gospel. Jesus told them and to have power, that he might send them forth to preach. That is what God's servant is sent for to do. When he left our country here, I asked him, what are you going for? He said, I will go to Bible school here. So you won't walk, you won't hustle. He says there's no more hustling. He already had the message of the gospel to preach. I said, will the gospel take care of you? He said, sure. Is he man doing another work? Answer me. They see him for train station, they said this. I'm asking you, answer me. Maybe answer me well. Or he get one company where they work for. What is he doing? Just preaching the gospel. The thing doesn't challenge you. I was a senior manager with a company, personnel manager. And when I resigned, people cried. My mother cried. Everybody was crying. That they don't put something for my head. They don't turn my head. Because I resigned honorably. I said, I want to preach the gospel. He said, gospel? What is the gospel? My mother cried around the whole village. That they gave my son something. The first son, I was the one bringing money, everything, training my, only for her to hear that the man has resigned. Should be preaching the gospel. He said, you know what, my beginning with a clap, hallelujah. I told her you don't understand. It was later she understood. She's born again today. My mother is still alive, very young. What am I trying to say? This man has decided to answer this call of Jesus. to send them forth to preach. That's why I am rekindling these ingredients of the gospel. Because a new power, new anointing should come upon this man. Amen. He has been given the power to heal sicknesses. Amen. Don't be afraid to pray for sick people. Don't be afraid. I have a barrister. He came in to see me, you know, a standing stick. I was wondering, I said, this handsome lawyer, they drag him to my office. I look at him. I said, Uncle, what is the problem? He said, I should just see me from head down. I can't bend my body. I said, who did you all these things? He started narrating stories of what affliction he has. He's a very wealthy man. At least one of the sons have been calling since I came in Denmark. The daughter is in Holland. One is in America. The other one in London. With money is not anything to do. But he's just there. So when he came, I said, God, what is this? He said, there is a standing object in his life. I say, preacher of the gospel, send a message of the gospel to that spirit. And I, Jehovah, I will answer that spirit now. That was all. I didn't pray much prayer because I just heard the voice of God. The Lord is saying, I say, hey, you demon, now it's your time to leave. The man collapsed on the ground. He was there for a long time. Came on, was stretching. He couldn't stretch his neck like this. He said, what has happened to me? I said, it's the message of the gospel. It is the power of God unto salvation to everyone that believes. Are you here? You have to believe the message of the gospel. You have to believe the message of the gospel. What is the gospel? That Jesus came, Jesus died, Jesus was buried, and Jesus resurrected. 1 Corinthians chapter 15 verse 3. Read the gospel.